A lot of people believe that ghosts are known to haunt places such as homes or buildings or battlefields or cemeteries, but I do not believe that is true in the least. That is because I believe that ghosts haunt people, and if they do haunt places, it's for the reason of the people there, not the place in of itself. You see, ghosts are attracted to people because on the astral plane, ghosts can see who is actually a believer and who is not. And ghosts will gravitate towards believers. Believers appear shiny to a ghost, almost like a golden, shiny light. While those who believe, they appear dark to a ghost, and hence the ghost knows to avoid these people who don't believe, which is why people who don't believe never have paranormal activity because, well, ghosts aren't going to go waste their time on someone who doesn't believe in their existence. Now, while the average believer has an increased chance of having a ghost haunt him or her, okay, it's actually more common for mediums. In fact, if a medium and a believer were put side by side, the ghost would choose the medium because if the person has a paranormal mediumship, the ghost will be aware of this because the paranormal medium will be sensitive to ghosts. He or she will probably be able to see the ghost or what the ghost is made of and know that the disturbances the ghosts cause, well, they can be discovered easily in a relatively short amount of time, not to have rational explanations and therefore be paranormal activity. Now, getting back to this idea that ghosts haunt battlefields and ghosts haunt cemeteries, well, as far as cemeteries are concerned, I mean, why would a ghost go haunt an area where the people there are already dead? In battlefields, well, why would a ghost go haunt a battlefield? I mean, the people there are there for the battlefield. They're not there for the paranormal activity. Now, I know a lot of people have come out and said that they've seen, ghosts of dead soldiers and, they've seen ghosts in graveyards, but that is all just stories. I've never seen one case where there was actually paranormal activity at a cemetery or a battlefield. In fact, when I lived on the other side of Buckhead here in Atlanta, the house that I lived on was literally on a part of literally on land where where an engagement occurred between the Union and Confederate Army. And this was right before the Union Army broke into the city proper. In fact, where the house was on, the Confederates made a counterattack. There are markers along the road, I believe it's Collier Road, to where they can explain exactly what was happening and the positions of both armies and how everything transpired during this conflict. Okay. When I was a paranormal medium at that time, I mean, I was still on the newer side of it, but for years, I went 3 times a day looking for paranormal activity, along that area where this engagement happened. And never once did I see a single ghost from either the Civil War era or somewhere around that era or even from modern times. You see, because when a ghost haunts a building, they will haunt a building only because there are people who are going there with the purpose of looking for paranormal activity, which means looking for a ghost. So if a ghost notices this, then the ghost will begin to take up residence in that building and cause or haunt that building, but not because of the building, but because it believes that it could best get help from those who are coming to look for paranormal activity. When a ghost haunts, it is haunting not because it's trying to be friendly, not because it just wants you to acknowledge its existence, but because it wants you to help it out of the limbo it's in. And we humans all have the ability to help ghosts who are haunting him or you or him or her. And what you can do, and I'll be brief, is simple. Go to a place somewhere in your home that's out of the way. Close your eyes and then imagine in your field of vision, the center of your field of vision, a golden dot. And imagine this dot, this golden dot, get larger and until you are satisfied with the size of this golden dot. You have effectively made a vortex. Now, if your home is haunted and you make that vortex, there are two signs to look for to know that the ghost has moved on. First is the audio sign. It's a sigh, almost like a sigh of relief. And when you hear that sigh, that means the ghost has moved into the vortex. Another is a white light, like a white grayish light, like an instant flash. If you see that, that is the visual sign that a ghost has entered the vortex. Now, I would recommend you leave the vortex open after you make it, because ghosts can see that vortex and they can just simply use it to move on. They won't have to haunt you or anyone at that point. And keep in mind, the good news is, when a human being makes a vortex, it is not a revolving door. Okay? Entities cannot come out of that door. They can only enter it. And so, there you have it. That is why ghosts haunt the way they do, and why they don't haunt certain places, and why they haunt people, and how to help one move on. So if anyone has any questions or comments, or maybe wants to give me a method that they use to help ghosts move on, I'd like to hear it. And then be sure to like, follow, and you all have a good day.